This video came out of the blue, a grinding video. Huh. So yeah, you're probably watching this video because you want to help grinding, and I'm not gonna say the best ways because there could be better ways, but these are my personal tips for grinding. So let's say you have this normal car, you're starting off, right? So the first thing to do when you start the game is codes. So I'm not gonna do any codes, but as of now, I think if you do code barn hunt, as of now, you will get some cash. I don't know if I did that right. Okay, it's wrong code, but all you have to do is don't watch those videos because most of them they have like those clickbait thumbnails where it's like, oh, OP codes, when in reality they're just cash. But I recommend googling them, just going college tycoon codes, and then you'll find I don't know what it's called, it's a website, and then there's this all codes that are active and expired, so you can use those to get some cash. You can get like, I don't know, a couple 100,000, which can boost you, and that could be a good money maker, just going to find some codes and just keeping up to date with codes. That's definitely number one. That's tip number one. Number two is probably what car you want. So we're gonna ignore all Game Pass cars because everyone could buy those. But let's say for the normal player, now that you have your code and you've got all your money, you probably want to buy a nice car. So these cars are around pretty cheap. For some reason they're not loading. Okay, there they go. Dude, what is going on? It's a freaking game, man. Oh wait, did I get an update? I think I got a revamp, whatever. But these cars, you want to ignore most of these cars because they're pretty average, I use this, but a car to personally grind for is, I'm looking for it. We all know it's what car I'm talking about. It's the Tesla Roadster. That's a really good car to grind for, this thing. But in the meantime, I want to pick something that's nice and fast. And you might want to keep it up to date with events. That's another good thing. That's another good tip to use to actually just for example, this new car. You can get this new car and get a slight edge because it's a car that's for free and isn't horrible for starters. So that would be another tip for grinding for cash, is just to keep up to date with events. But over time, you're gonna be grinding for cars. So now I gotta stop talking and just see what cars. So most of these cars, you want to ignore most of these ones. They're pretty average, honestly. You can buy them, but we gotta go up. So what's a nice car? Reliable cars. You want some nice cars in general. Just these cars aren't crazy expensive, but they're a bit expensive. So you probably want to get something nice. I personally used what is it? Not that one. It's a different one. Okay, it's a bit higher up. It was this thing. I used this, and this helped grinding because it's just a generally nice car, and I used it for circuit racing. So yeah, you could use this car, or you could save up for a Tesla Roadster. But there's a lot to choose from. But I personally picked this one. There are probably better cars out there, but this one generally is nice. But if you have this one, then just ignore this car and just move on to grinding for that Tesla Roadster, because that is a good car. Alright, this is a really good car, really fast. And now for the actual other tips on making money. So now let's say you have your Tesla Roadster, or you have your generally nice car, you're able to Game Pass, and now you want to get another car. You want to grind for higher tier cars, the LaFerrari. You want to get maybe all these other cars here, Speedtails. You want your Chirons. You want all these cars, right? But you don't know how to grind. So if you have the 2x Game Pass for cash, I personally recommend just driving around the map. Just doing this and just driving, because you will get a nice amount of money, even in this car, which has good acceleration. Or you could go to the highway race and do the highway race, which you'll get the money for driving around the map, but also money for winning the race. But at the same time, you got to wait 30 seconds for the race to start. So you could be losing precious time and money just driving around the map. Alright, drag races are something that you probably want to avoid because they're generally not crazy amount of money. While you could grind them and get a decent amount of money, it's best to do these higher rank ones, or these better ones like highway, city. Then you've got circuit race. Now if you don't have the 2x money Game Pass, races are what you're gonna have to do. Right, driving around the map will give you not much money. As you can see, I'm only getting 2.4k, which for 2x Game Pass isn't horrible, but isn't good, really. So you probably want to head over. I personally did circuit race. You know, you do 5 laps, you get like 2.5. Like, hold up, I think you get like 25k, something around that. Which I think that's like the highest potentially, or it's the city race. Now, for this car, let's say you have the Tesla Roadster, it's best to do the city race because that's a bit bigger, and also you go a bit faster on there, which I'll do a race right now. Because circuit race, you're constantly like turning around corners, and unless you have a Bugatti Bollard, this is going to be a bit more troublesome. And with this one, the city race, it's much easier, you know, you can go a bit faster, it's just generally a better race. And you want to avoid drag racing at probably all times because these are just better. These, you can just go at full speed around the map, while this is good for cars like this because this relies on acceleration and handling more. Because if you have a nice handling car, this one's about speed, this one's about acceleration, and this is about handling because... Okay, we're going to do just 1 lap. Alright, we'll do 1 lap. Or actually, we'll do 4. We'll do 4 laps right now in this car. Alright, this Tesla Roadster. So, that's pretty much it because every video is the same. That's why I'm naming this tips, not best way to grind, because there are probably better ways to grind. But also, another grinding method could be right here, these robberies. You could put up the police dealership and you get about 19k, and it's literally just a small obby, which isn't even that difficult. And you can get a bit of money from that, which is something that people don't talk about. You could grind those while doing race. You could do a few races, do the police thing, do the arrest that person at the robbery, and then just continue racing, which is another thing. You know, you could just have like a grind session, you know. Definitely. So that's the general tips I take away from this, is keep your eyes on codes, because codes are very helpful. Because, you know, for YouTubers milestones, like for example T Stingray, when he got to 100k, there was a code that you could get for 100k, and there are other codes like, you know, for a certain amount of likes on the game. You know, just generally like event codes, you want to keep out your eye for those because those are very helpful. They can give you a bit of a boost with money. What's another tip? Oh yeah, with 2 times money, the best thing to do is just drive around the map or do highway race and just drive around there. Just do highway race over and over again. You know, so you get the money from actually just grinding. And if you don't have it, races is your best bet. Like right now, I'm earning a bit of money right now by doing this. You know, and the Tesla Roadster is a nice car. Its handling is nice. It's just a quiet car, so you can turn up your volume and just... This car's amazing. It's the best car probably for starters. You know, it's nice acceleration. It isn't crazy expensive. Oh, for God's sake, I crashed. It's like here. It's like 700,000. Yeah, it's not crazy expensive, but it's a bit of a grind to get to it. But it's a car you should be aiming for because, you know, you may think, oh, you might want to buy, you know, one of these cars like this one. Avoid this at all costs. This car sucks so bad. Just any car, just buy this, the Tesla Roadster. It's a good car. And, you know, I don't know how much money you can get from codes, but I'm pretty sure it'd be like a couple 100,000. Not enough to get this car instantly. A bit of grinding and you can get this car. You know, I know how painful it is to grind because I grinded for the Laboratoire Noir with this car and the other McLaren I was talking about earlier. It was so painful, honestly. I feel your pain because I grinded $18.7 million over a week. Just doing circuit race was so boring, but like in the end I got it. So see, you get a nice 18k, and also the money that you actually get from driving around. So let's say about 50k maybe. You know, doing highway race I get about 200k, probably something around there, because you got the money from the actual race itself, and then me driving around in a fast car, getting all this money that I generally just get. You know, just a lot of money. Okay, I gotta change freaking nighttime. I don't want this. So that's my personal tips. You know, you can criticize them. They can be your personal tips. But mine are codes, event cars. You know, keep your eye out for those if you're a new player, because they can be quite helpful. For example, where is it? This thing, I landed right on it. This car was for free, and it's really good. Like, as while I'm angry because we already have a car, we already have, where is it? This thing, so there's no point to having this thing. It's a good car that was a class 3 really fast, and just generally good, but, you know, some cars, you know, like this thing, that's just like, but it's a car to grind for nonetheless. And another tip is obviously the car itself, what car you should use to grind, because obviously this thing right here is terrible. This thing is terrible. There's no point because, it's a crappy group car. Most of these cars, I use this, but this car probably isn't the best. You probably could get better. A car obviously I would recommend would be one of the McLaren I was talking about. This one right here, because I used it and it's a nice car, reliable. But if you have that other McLaren, this one, just ignore it. And this is your ultimate goal right here. This thing right here. This is really good. This car's acceleration is also good, so this would be a nice car, because I actually bought this and then I got the Tesla Roadster and then I got the Nor. And then, yeah, I'm probably repeating myself a lot, but codes, event cars, races are definitely a thing, just driving around the map, and also the police thing, because you can get like a nice 19k for doing that, and it's just a small amount of work. Realistically, it's easier to do than races, because you just walk in, like a minute later you have the cash, and all you have to do is have a police dealership. That's it. I don't even think you have to have a completed one, just have a police dealership. But anyway, that's it. That's my personal tips. There's probably more out there, but I probably didn't cover them. But as of recently, that is what you should be doing. You should be watching out for codes. You should go to code websites, because there are code websites, and just do that. Buy a car like this, maybe something reliable and fast, because you could probably get this for all the code money and then use this car to grind for a Tesla Roadster. I only talk about this car because I used it personally for the circuit race, because it's perfect for this almost. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I've been rambling for a bit too long, and that's my personal tips and tricks on how to get some money and become dummy boy rich. And then, what car should you grind for at the end? Probably up here, I would say maybe like this bad boy, 9 mil, or actually 8.2 mil. That's a nice car. It's really good. This is crazy acceleration. This is your end goal, probably. This thing accelerates super fast, and it's probably can beat some of the really high tier cars. Just look at it. This is a car that you want to get. This is your end goal. Okay, alright. I've talked for too long. That's some tips and tricks. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.